Hi, you guys. My name is Gurushiki, and welcome to your weekly Oshun healing message. It's very, very good energy this week around feminine energy. Great news is near, my guys are saying. So, if you've been catching my videos all this week, it's very good news for you. It's in the atmosphere. So let's get right into it. All right, so my guys want to say masculine energy in your atmosphere could be trying to dictate you at this time. You could be having people around your atmosphere. The more you work on your feminine energy, the more you, if you are a feminist at this time, the more you're uncovering the true reality of how women are treated as unequal in this society. You could be being challenged. Your point of views could be being challenged at this time. People could be questioning your insight on things. People could just be angry at you for no reason. If you are a feminist who believes in showing skin, for example, there could be people trying to slut shame you, trying to put you in your place per se. But don't fold. By all means, do you, be you unapologetically, like I always say. This journey is not an easy journey when you're dealing with feminine energy and trying to not trying to unoppress yourself, basically. When you're one of the people who rises above oppression, a lot of people don't like that. So just expect to be lashed out at times. It's nothing to take personally. It's just conditioning, ignorance of other people. Of course, you don't want to don't try not to get into physical fights or altercations over beliefs, obviously. But if someone does seem too aggressive, make sure you're hanging out with friends that you can trust, or don't go out on dates with men who seem misogynistic because they might do stuff out of anger. You do have crazy people who do rape women, for example, because of their beliefs, or because feminism or feminine energy, embracing that could seem like a something, like you're saying you're superior to men. And some men or some women even have it, make it a point to put women in their place. So um I guess in a way my guys are saying be careful who you flaunt around, or not a matter of being careful, like you don't have to change who you are, but just acknowledge, just be very, very aware of who you have in your atmosphere at this time. Because there are some men who make it a point to you know they aren't for women's rights, and they will make it a point to prove that. Similar to like the hate crimes for gay rights and things like that, there's hate crimes for women. And some men do try to show that through sexual assault and rape. So just be mindful. For example, if you're dating from offline and and you mention to men that you're a feminist, things like that. Again, some people might take that as ignorant, very ignorant, and think that it means something totally different. So just be mindful. If you are a single woman, anyways, you should just try to consider self-defense classes, pocket knives, mace, things like that, because you just never know who you're dealing with. But by all means, don't be afraid to embrace your sexuality. Just know as you're doing it that you need to be safe with it, because we do live in a society that's very ass backwards, that's very hateful at times, etc. So if you are all for slut shaming, not slut shaming, and embracing your sexuality, just know what comes with it, and be a warrior about it though. Don't let anyone make you fold easily. So don't cover up out of guilt or out of fear. Even just know what comes with it. My guys are saying. Um, some of you guys are being urged to protest or find protests near you, or make a protest even about your beliefs, or make posters about feminism, or even consider doing a TED talk about feminism, things like that. Getting more involved in the community, maybe with young teen girls or young women who've dealt with sexual assault and rape. You're encouraged to talk to women all around the world, even if that has been your experience. But by all means, uh, take your power back in that way, and express to young women and young girls what they can do to protect themselves, etc. Um, but it does give me energy too that some of you guys can have the potential, if you've been through sexual assault or rape, you have the potential to be like a award winning author. So if you feel like writing about your experience, if you feel like expressing yourself freely in that sense of the word, some of you guys could be going on a trip abroad as far as being able to express your experiences through books, seminars, etc., to help young women. Um, sure enough, this could be a future card. Um, don't be afraid to embrace your sexuality. Again, if people make you feel like the moment you show skin that you're a slut, that is not what that means. It's literally skin. People sexualize every fucking thing in our society now. So if you want to wear a crop top, is a big one that a lot of you guys have been drawn to, especially in hotter climates. Especially if it's not even hot and you want to just show skin, just show your fucking skin. Um, don't worry about bellies or stretch marks, whatever, because that is a campaign in itself. Body positive movements, if you've been drawn to that, embody the campaign. Some people want to be an advocate for these things, but they don't want to embrace it themselves. That could give off mixed messages. So, for example, you're a person who's very passionate about sexual liberation, but you're scared to dive into sexual liberation yourself. Maybe it's time for you to reevaluate where you stand. But yeah, let's see. Don't be afraid to explore new terrain as far as your sexuality. Some of you guys, it may be uncomfortable for you at first if that is the way you want to go because you're not used to it. But and you may have been hurt in the past, but you're encouraged to take baby steps at a time. You don't have to just dive into the pool head on. But by all means, for example, slowly accept new dates out and everything like that. And of course, everything can be in your own terms. It doesn't have to be all this fancy, extravagant endeavor. um, take it slow if you have to. Um, some of you guys need to get rid of old clothing as well and invest in a new wardrobe. Some of you guys who have an idea to move somewhere new, you could be releasing old traumas or rape wounds the moment you do so. Sometimes we need to get terribly, awfully far away from where the situation took place or where it happened. So if it was within family or friends or a ex-lover, even if you get far away from them, sometimes we can heal those wounds almost instantaneously. A lot of you guys are encouraged to rest, to drink lots of water, to call on deity Oshun when you need help as far as beauty and rest, and accepting your sexuality. Again, you're encouraged to embrace your sexuality in every sense of the word. Being nude. If you want sex, ask for it. If you need certain things, ask for it. If you like sex a certain way, tell your partner. Things like that. Voice your opinions on feminism. Things like that. A lot of you guys could be scouted at this time if you're a big talker on feminine energy. Someone could be wanting to have you sign a contract as far as being a speaker for them or their channel or their on TV or whatever it could be. You could be getting scouted at this time if you're really big on feminine energy and talking about feminism. Someone could like your point of view or your opinions on things, and they could want you on their show, or for example, or whatever it could be. You could be in receiving big contracts at this time. Focus on balance. A lot of you guys could be dating more than one partner at this time. You could be encouraged to choose which one suits you best, and let go of people who no longer serve you, who hold you back even, or who don't have a healthy point of views that match yours. Um, at this time, some people may be, some women especially may be tied to an ex-lover or people who have these ideals again of that you should be tied down to one person or to them specifically. So it's about control. A lot of you guys need to get out of controlling relationships, whether it's family, friends, or romantic interests, and be free. A lot of times, especially as women, we are taught to always be controlled by someone, or someone ends up wanting to control us, whether it's subconsciously or consciously. Again, for example, a lot of men I date tend to want to control me and where I stand in my point of views, or me being tied down to just them when I've expressed multiple times that, oh, I just want to be free, or I just want to be friends, or I just want to be friends with benefit, whatever it could be. But multiple times, people have tried to tie me down. But if you're in that situation to control, where someone wants to control you, either recognize the situation for what it is and allow it to happen, and be unhappy, or realize that ultimately you're unhappy in that situation. If you can, it's probably not advised, but if you can, mess with the situation, at like mess with that person when you want and cut them off when you want. If you're skilled enough to do that, by all means do so, but ultimately you're encouraged to cut ties completely from people like that. Some of you guys could be focused on honing your feminine creative energy at this time. You could be trying to get pregnant, or you could be trying to decide if you want children in your life at this time. Some of you guys could be presented with potential partners in your life who you feel like, oh man, I would so have kids with them, or etc. It could throw you off guard even. Some of you guys, your maternal clock could be ticking randomly at this time, or start ticking randomly at this time. You just might be going baby crazy at this time. So don't make any rash decisions as far as like being baby crazy, because it could just be a passing energy. But allow yourself to sit with the feeling and see if you actually want children or not. You can even opt to buy animals instead of children if you don't want to make any rash decisions at this time. But yeah, a lot of money making opportunities are near. For those of you who want to be sexually liberated in the sense of sex work, there's a lot of money to be made as far as like clubs. If you want to be a stripper or a pole dancer, or even a prostitute, if that's your thing, there's a lot of money making opportunities in your atmosphere. Be safe with it, obviously. Get tested on an annual basis. Explore new terrain. Whatever you feel drawn to, you're drawn to for a reason. Don't feel ashamed. Never feel ashamed. Forgive yourself for the past mistakes you made, and so forth. Judgment card is, you are your own judge. You are your own judger. Like, you are your own. Don't let anyone judge you. Basically, if you think you're cool, you're cool. You're a bad motherfucker. Basically, my God, you're saying. Don't allow anyone to dictate your life. Again, look at all aspects of your life and see where you're being controlled. And at some point, all of us are being controlled, or people are trying to control us, whether we realize it or not. We are encouraged to take it upon ourselves to get the style exactly that we want. Some of you guys may want blonde hair with pink tips. Some of you guys might want pink hair with short hair with pink hair. Get the look that you want and that you deserve. There could be people, you could be having people sent to you in your journey so that you can help them embrace their feminine energy. And even if you always wanted to become a stylist, you could start with like your friends or the women in your life who need help in that way. There could also be men coming to you in your life who needs help as far as embracing their feminine energy as well, or treating women better, or even needing to be taught how to love. So if that is a career or something you've been interested in, you are coming up at a time where you can hone those skills and express yourself and help others in that way. But yeah, that's it, you guys. This is your weekly Oshun healing message. I hope you guys liked it. Peace.